Many fans were eager to see more of the man without fear from the hit Netflix series Daredevil after Charlie Cox made an appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. Then we watched Vincent D'Onofrio in Hawkeye, and in She-Hulk Attorney at Law, we saw Daredevil make his triumphant comeback. Nobody anticipated this triumphant comeback. In fact, Charlie Cox admitted in an interview that he did not expect to be asked to reprise the role. Fortunately for Charlie Cox and our fans, Daredevil Born Again is a brand new series that features a different Daredevil from the one we last saw. Here's all the information we currently know about the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe Daredevil series. Despite being billed as a mini-series, the series is scheduled to consist of 18 episodes. Following his reappearance in Echo, Kingpin's status as the main antagonist is likewise established. Even while it would be the ideal chance to debut the remaining Defenders, nothing has been formally announced as of yet. When and where is Daredevil Born Again coming out? Though not all of the information has been disclosed yet, the new show is still in the planning stages. Like all of the most recent Marvel movies, the series will only be available for streaming on Disney Plus as of right now. The release of Daredevil Born Again was initially scheduled for spring 2024, but because of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes, it has been postponed indefinitely. Who's making Daredevil Born Again? Daredevil Born Again was set to be written by Matt Corman and Chris Ord, both veterans of the 2010 series Covert Affairs. However, things changed when the original vision for the series was scrapped. Corman and Ord have since moved to executive producer roles as the series underwent a massive overhaul. Marvel then hired Dario Scardapane, who was the Punisher, as the series showrunner, a role they've never filled on any of the previous Disney Plus shows. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead were brought in to direct the remaining episodes of the Daredevil relaunch. The director duo had previously worked with Marvel on Moon Knight and Loki Season 2. Vincent D'Onofrio spoke about the changes and his excitement for this series, saying, "I think all the powers out there that control this whole creative world of the MCU also believe that we're in the right place right now. I have to say, it's luck, really. I mean, my favorite scenes so far have been Moon Knight and Loki, and we've got those guys as directors, so that's pretty lucky. And we've got Dario, who's an incredible writer who wrote The Punisher. We're in a very happy place right now." The series resumed filming on January 22, 2024. Who are the stars of Daredevil Born Again? The confirmed cast for Daredevil Born Again has been steadily building up. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were the first to be confirmed for the series. It has also been announced that Michael Gandolfini, the Many Saints of Newark, has been cast in an undisclosed role. The only thing Gandolfino has revealed about his character is that he's from Staten Island, which doesn't exactly narrow things down. Other confirmed cast members include Margarita LaViva, Sandrine Holt, and Nikki M. James. Holt will reportedly be playing Vanessa Fisk, the Kingpin's wife, taking over from Ayelet Zurer, who played the character in Netflix's Daredevil. In March 2023, it was revealed that Artie Froshan, from Carnival Row, had been cast in the series to play a character called Harry. We don't know much about the character yet, but he has been described as one of the main characters, so he's definitely someone to look out for in the show. Perhaps the most exciting piece of casting news for Daredevil Born Again has to be the return of Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle. Bernthal's version of the character was introduced in Daredevil Season 2, going on to get his series. Bernthal's Punisher was one of the best adaptations of the ultra-violent character, so it would be interesting to see him join the MCU. Also returning is Wilson Bethel as Bullseye. We also recently discovered that Nikki M. James is set to play Kirsten McDuffie, an important figure in the Daredevil comics. Keep in mind that these casting announcements were made prior to the show's overhaul, and roles could have been cut or recast entirely. Stay tuned as we await more casting information from Marvel Studios. Many casting rumors are still swirling about the possible cast members, one of which involves a certain character introduced in Hawkeye. We already have official confirmation that Echo, played by Alaqua Cox, will be starring in her show in 2023. Charlie Cox is currently credited as a cast member of the series, and given that we last saw Echo killing Kingpin, we will likely get a good look into more of the cast members' status then. Additionally, Jennifer Walters has certainly established her ties to Matt Murdock in a fairly concrete way, and when we look forward to seeing Tatiana Maslany hopefully reprise her role once again in the show. That being said, Daredevil won't be himself if we didn't have a lot of his supporting staff. Here are just a few of the great characters and actors from the original show that deserve and have been rumored to appear in this new series. Again, none of them has been confirmed yet, but hope springs eternal, and Cox has shown interest in having his old co-stars back in the new show. In Daredevil, Deborah On Wall portrays Firebrand reporter Karen Page, Matt's former assistant, and Eldon Henson, Foggy Nelson, Matt's business partner. Even while it would be a delight for the fans to see them in the new program, there have been rumors that they won't be coming back, so it's unlikely. Is this similar to the Netflix series Daredevil? Nothing would please the Defenders saga and prior shows fans more than the return of their beloved Daredevil. However, as more discerning She-Hulk watchers have noted, this Matt Murdock doesn't seem to be acting like the Matt Murdock we knew in the past. The show's tones are very distinct, albeit not enough to make them completely different. Some of these questions have been answered for us recently by Charlie Cox, and new interviewees have contributed to the answers as well. Regarding these tonal changes, Cox remarked that he was having a really good time figuring out how Daredevil was integrating into this new universe. This could imply that the Daredevil we are seeing now is the same one from the Netflix series. This was Charlie Cox's whole response to the query. It always has the same character, as it should. The distinction is that, similar to others, we all adapt and evolve according to the events in our life. The Netflix series Matt Murdock and His World meant that we are living with a man who was under a great deal of stress and strain most of the time. The show's tone was gritty, dark, and depressing. In an interview with Screen Rant, Marvel producer Brad Winderbaum stated that he sees Daredevil as a continuation of the MCU's sacred timeline. Winderbaum continued, "Now that some time has passed, now that we actually see how well integrated the stories are, I think that I personally, Brad Winderbaum, would be confident in saying Daredevil is part of the sacred timeline." So, is Daredevil Born Again a continuation or a reboot? It should not be considered that the events of the previous canons are still occurring in this reality, because the program is most definitely a reboot. Since Matt Murdock has assumed the role of Daredevil, Charlie Cox has clarified that this is season 1 rather than season 4, and he has also hinted that certain parts of the character might be changed or even revisited. It's possible that we'll tell some of the stories repeatedly, similar to how they occasionally repeat the origin narrative in the comics we're familiar with. They go back to the start of Murdock's adventure when he was a little boy. So maybe that's what we'll get to do. I'm not sure. Once more, this was prior to the rewriting of the show, so perhaps things have changed. How much of the original show's DNA is carried over into Born Again will have to be seen. What will Daredevil Born Again be about? Production documents suggest that Born Again could be about Daredevil and Kingpin putting their past rivalry aside in order to help New York City, only for their past lives to catch up for them. However, that could be inaccurate or a description of the scrapped version of the show. Daredevil Born Again is also the name of a famous run of Daredevil Marvel comics that was written by Frank Miller with art by David Mazzucchelli. In that run, Karen Page trades Daredevil's identity as Matt Murdock in exchange for a drug fix, leading to one of the most tense showdowns between Kingpin and Daredevil ever. It's an incredibly dark and mature story that touches on things like alcoholism and addiction. If Born Again were to follow that storyline, or even take just a bit of inspiration from it, it would be far and away from the most mature theme to hit Disney Plus to this date. We've seen a willingness to do TVMA with Echo, so keeping those ideas could be just a distinct possibility. But it's also possible that the Born Again is the title that is just referring to the character's past on TV as part of Netflix's Marvel universe. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, then don't forget to hit that like button below. And if you want to stay updated with more great content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the red button and just ringing the notification bell so you never miss any future content from us. Your support means the world to us.